Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for August 11th, 2018. With your host, Peacemaker2448, and Rapid Epsilon.
Hi. Don't mind me, I was trying to fix audio levels because it was on the loud side? Question mark?
Ow.
Although now that I'm thinking about it, I should have just turned it down in my mixer because it is kind of on the louder side period, but
Now I'm trying to...
that sounds about good.
What's that one? I swear it was one of those redder ones. Yeah, maybe I just imagine that.
Filters do they actually have? Wait, why do I have... Whoa. Why do I have that filter?
What are you doing?
I've got it. I had a gain on it for some reason. I didn't need it. That must have been when I was doing a game or something.
Yeah, what I was going to say earlier is, you know how in Missoura's portrait in the build opening, she's got that kind of turquoise-esque color in her frame?
Yeah.
And she's shaking a full bottle in the opening, which we never clearly see. And I looked around to see if anyone figured out what, and no one had an answer. Well, I dug through all the full bottles, because I was looking through all the full bottles when I was making the Genius logo for background stuff. I have candidates for what it could be, but none of them quite match color-wise. Because vacuum cleaner is close, but I think it's too dark. It's not that bright of a turquoise. Helicopter, I think, is actually the closest. It's kind of bright turquoise in its color, but it's not. I don't think it's quite matched up. And there.
I really probably should have played around with this stuff. There's freaking decent filters that I didn't know OBS actually had.
Yeah.
I can make our volumes so much better next stream.
The inside of the ghost one looks right, but the cap doesn't match. Which makes me think it's actually not that color. And I think that was it. I swore one of the Legend Rider ones was actually closer. But I don't see it. Granted, I have no idea if that was ever supposed to be a thing. Actually, now I'm looking at this, the Gear Rubicon one actually is super close on color. So yeah, I honestly don't know if that was ever supposed to be a thing, or they just threw a color for her because everyone needed a color. Because I don't think they ever updated Gintoku's to be purple for Rider Rouge. It was, I believe, stayed black for Night Rouge. I think. Did it?
I don't remember right offhand, actually.
To YouTube to find the newest version of the opening that does not have goddamn movie footage.
Yeah, I know, right? Kind of.
Don't you love the end of series when we get frickin' movie footage till the end of the show?
Not really, no. Just saying. Also, I'm still playing around with everything, so don't mind me. Because I'm just... It's one of those, this mic is kind of on the crappy side, so I want to try to find the right balance kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it stayed black.
Ah.
I found the fourth version of the opening, which was was pre-Evolt.
You mean pre-Final Form Evolved, or just pre-Evolved?
Pre-Evolt.
Ah.
Like, Evolt's not even in the opening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How far back do you have to go for that?
Not that far. It was in the first, few, pop-ups for build opening on YouTube.
Oh, you didn't actually go back through the videos.
No. I don't have all the build episodes downloaded, so...
Okay.
I was not about to dig through that. No, that is a shot in the dark. I hope I hit the right episodes, because fuck me if I remember what debuts and what episode, especially with fucking build, that debuts something every other fucking episode. So, yeah. That's something I was meaning to tell you, but I kept forgetting to tell you that. Because I have a feeling somebody out there somewhere took that idea and ran with it and gave me Sora a rider form based off either one of those full bottles or a completely new made-up full bottle.
I would hope a completely made-up new one kind of deal. Because we have actually kind of seen a lot of the ones that are there, so, I mean... Maybe a new one would be better?
Honestly, if you give her a writer form, I say do her just like Cross and give her a little mechanical animal buddy.
True.
Granted, I would be like, give her a rabbit because, of course, considering everything with her, but that would just retread old ground with rabbit. I feel like. So yeah, I just want Bill to be over.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm kind of at that same point.
This slog of an end of series, I just want it done. I'll like Bill, but God, we've had too much just Evolt's an asshole, and we have to stop him, and we fail for weeks. Weeks, I tell you.
And then random lost bottles show up, and we go through a pointless arc that truthfully should have been sprinkled throughout the entire show if they were going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially seeing as how Evolt was the reason the lost bottles were made. Like, I would think that would have been one of his priorities alongside opening the Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Not this was a afterthought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like a little bit later after this show ends, we're gonna get word coming out that the end of Build got fucked with because of mandates from high in Toei because of Geo. And I'm like, I don't need another reason to not like Geo. Don't fucking tell me Geo's concept fucked with Build's end because it had to tie in somehow.
I feel like we've either got that or it's a case of there's just some kind of breakdown that didn't get fixed properly kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as you pointed out, Generations Final had the same... Well, one of the writers was the same one that has wrote Build. So why is this final plot feel like it is something that we clearly know shouldn't work?
Yeah. Of course, what I find hilarious is, we're going to get Heisei Generations 3rd, which is Heisei Generations Forever, in December. So yes, folks, the final was not, in fact, the final Heisei Generations film. No, the final one will be Forever. And we'll have all 20 Heisei writers showing up in it. Whether or not the all actors show up for this is, I'm going to say no. But they're all showing up because they're all on the poster. And the advert. And pretty much anything related to the movie, they're all there.
I would say, are we positive that it's all the past writers and not just different Geo forms? But I mean, they had to make the gimmick really stupid with Geo, so...
At least we can't pull a Decade here and be like, oh, Decade was them the entire time, because that's not how Decade works. Unless we go off Superhero Tyson and go, oh, he can change the belt. How? I don't know. Because, that's not how Decade works. God damn it. I don't look forward to Geo. Everything that's come out has made me just go, I'm gonna like your suits. And considering trends, I'm gonna like the music. But fuck me if I'm gonna like the show.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm in the same boat on that one.
Like, if it turns out...
I'll give it a shot. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not holding my breath on it at all.
Like, if it turns out bad, I have a bookmark for Dragon Knight on YouTube that isn't fucking fiddled with YouTube settings.
Oh, you mean it doesn't have shaky cam? I mean, the fix for shaky cam?
Yeah. It doesn't have that, thank God. So I'm just gonna go pick up wherever I left off on Dragonite and finish that, and then like go somewhere else.
I feel like if I feel I'm gonna give it a shot, but if it just feels like it fails as hard as it sounds like it's getting set up for, yeah, that'll probably just be an entire season. I just say nope.
The only good news, if that's the case, is well, it's only going to be 30 episodes, and if the next series is anything, or if this situation production-wise is anything like what happened with Decade Double in terms of production, we're going to have a really good season next time. Because the reason Double turned out so well is a lot of fresh blood got put on Double, while all the old staff got put on Decade, and oh look how Double turned out with all this fresh blood that did so wonderful stuff.
And you know what I think's gonna sting worst of all with Geo? It's the fact that the premise for the show isn't set up for failure. The way they're gonna handle it is what's set up for failure.
Yeah.
Because time travel, that's easy. A lot of shows you can hit inside points where there isn't any main storyline going. Kind of make it a one-off thing. Or do post-series. You've got options for that. I think the only one that it would be tight to try to fit in is Gaim. Like post or within show. Because a lot of it was kind of ran together. And what are you going to do post-show? Go to Kota's planet?
Say hi to Kota and I as they're like making sure the animals are fed.
I mean, I feel like that would be the hardest one. I'm sure there's others that would be a problem with too, but
well,
like
technically in Five's post.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, technically in Five's postseason, Five is dead. Like he is dead.
But I have to think that there's some kind of gaps within it that you could fit in.
Yeah.
So I mean that one, it's one of those, as long as one or the other works, it should be fine. Like that's not an issue. You could do one-offs that would make sense, that would never get referenced in the show. So it wouldn't throw the continuity of the shows out of whack. Granted, it's not like Toei really cares, but...
And it's also not like the tagline of the series is rewriting Heisei era history.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it is. Which makes me go...
That falls in my it's set up for failure part of it. That falls in the it's set up for failure part of it.
Yeah.
But the premise of the show, the time travel, the basically being able to kind of treat this as a Decade 2.0 is all sitting there. But they're going about it all wrong. So instead of a Decade 2.0, we're getting a Decade 1.1. We haven't learned crap. We've just changed a little bit to see if that's going to give us a different outcome.
And you know what the insane part is? We got Decade 2.0. It's called Gokaiger, and it was a superior show to Decade because all the lessons you should have learned from Decade were applied to Gokaiger just a few years later. Actually, it was just like 2 years later. Like, Gokaiger learned all the lessons.
Yeah, but apparently all the lessons also got forgot. Because, you know, we haven't had another one in quite some time.
Yeah. So, before we talk more Geo, when I didn't want to talk about Geo, because I'm just sad and disappointed by it all.
I can't say that I blame you.
What have you been playing this past couple weeks?
Honestly, not that much. Like, pretty much everything I've done has been streamed. So, yeah. Like, I guess there is one thing. I did a Wind Waker rando with all the flags that I was saying the weeklies were gonna have. I almost feel bad for not going ahead and doing that one at some point before now. But at the same time, I'm like, our co-op one, honestly, Dungeons and Mail probably was the best option. Because you didn't know everything with the game. But yeah, I think I'm like, I've got it somewhere here. I think I'm like 2 hours in, I'm wanting to say. No, almost 3 hours in. And I've kind of got a good little bit going for me right now. I'm going to try to see if I can get the tracker to come up. That way I can show it on stream. Woohoo! That actually... Now I got to figure out where the source was.
I'll be honest, it's the same for me. I haven't really played a whole lot. I tried getting back into Minecraft, only for Minecraft to not like me trying to play it.
Don't ask, I don't know what's going on with the cropping there. That was not what that was supposed to be doing. So we'll just do it. Oh, it's that stupid thing with the window capture. I don't know why OBS does this. It will not capture the entire window sometimes. It's something with the crop filter. But yeah. So, pretty much the only dungeon I've done has been Dragon Rose Cavern. I haven't even touched the others yet. And just with running... I'm gonna get the list so I don't say one that it isn't. This actually right here is my progress after doing one that just has the dungeons, great fairies, puzzle secret caves, short side quests, free gifts, and miscellaneous flags turned on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but look at how much I've already gotten took care of.
Yeah?
I mean, that's one of those 3 hours in on a Dungeons and Mail only one wouldn't look like this. So I'm like, yeah, I kind of wish I had done this before now. Because this doesn't feel like I've been pointlessly checking stuff. Even though, like, I'm wanting to say probably half the chests that I've checked so far have been pointless. But it does also do a bit of good because you're not just doing a lot of warp to this location. You might be in the boat for a little bit and then you're going somewhere else. Like we were getting with the Dungeons and Mail. But it does feel a little bit better. But yeah, that's about the only thing I've done that hasn't been streamed anyhow.
I see Dashenta, who I follow on Twitter, talking essentially about the low sales figure that came in for Lupin Ranger Powder Ranger. I believe it's the lowest in franchise history.
Well then.
For at least right now at first quarter sales. But considering that, like, in mini plot 4, I own almost the entire toy line, which isn't that much. It's... I think it might be more of a sign of people are tired of buying toy lines that are that are vehicles that combine together into robots that have like 80s toy line articulation. They might be looking for a little bit more than that right now for the price tag.
Possibly,
is what I have.
Yeah.
I think it's just that, because apparently it's been on a downward trend, and I'm like, yeah, that's been the trend for the last few seasons, especially when they don't have any kind of collectible gimmick, which is really what drives rider sales, to be honest, is the collectible gimmick. Especially when that collectible gimmick is like fewer and far between, but has sounds, because I think those sell better than the ones that don't. I think on average, those have been the better selling series than the ones that haven't had any sound effects in the gimmicks. Granted, I say that and know that O's did sell better than Double, but I think Double has had more products produced than O's at this point, even with the complete selection medals that have been sold now.
Huh.
Yeah, Double had like 3 Gaia memory sets that came out post series, and had Gaia memories coming out into Wizard's Run. Because there's a Wizard Gaia memory. Actually, I think there's a Wizard Infinity Gaia memory. So that was deep into Wizard's Run. They were still selling Gaia memory. Just put that in perspective. They were still selling Gaia memories going into Wizard's Run, which was, I don't know, in the 20s to 30s at that point. 3 seasons later, people still want Gaia memories. And one of those sets, I believe, did include the memories, which included a Fang-esque memory. I think it's the Zoo memory, which is shaped like a wolf, kind of like Fang is. And one of their big Gaia memory sets.
Well, but
yeah. But yeah, the Gaia memories did well. I believe Lock Seats did really well. I believe Gas Hats even did really well as well. I think it's just one of those, on average, the ones with sound effects on their own in devices usually sell better. But yeah, he's just going on a long thread of like, okay, we need to look at just more than the numbers, and I'm like, yep. That's why I'm like, yeah, the number looks bad, but why is the number this case? And that's why I look at the toys and go, you know, maybe this toy line needs more. And considering there is a collectible gimmick in Loop Hat, but the collectible gimmick is just a whole bunch of old, like, Sentai props, essentially, that they've repainted to stick in safes. It's like, why isn't this something you're selling? Why aren't these new props that you sell? And also, why aren't there less of them so you can actually like build up some of these Lupin collection pieces that aren't just the VS vehicles? It's one of those missed opportunities of Loop Hat that I think it could have made the toy line a lot better if they actually went with that idea. But they didn't. So we're just stuck with planes and cars for a year. And the planes and cars are planes, cars, and trains, and they're either arms or heads. And like only like 4 of them are a body. And they don't even combine together to become that good of a bot. So yeah. Yeah, like I said earlier, I've not been playing that much. I've been keeping up with the Fate Grand Order summer event and checking in daily for Fire Emblem Heroes, like daily banner, because they're doing daily banners this month. So each day there's a new banner that has featured heroes, and I'm like, is this one have any of the Path of Radiance characters I need? No, I don't care. I think I'm getting burned out on Fire Emblem Heroes. Mostly because it's either like I don't want to do the higher level 40 plus stuff because it's just becoming too difficult. Because you really need a good optimized team for those, and I don't care.
Yeah, I kind of got burned out on that.
Granted, I also hate a thing about Fate Grand Order where a lot of their enemies are just fucking damage spawns with too much goddamn health and too much damage. Like, there's an enemy type in the game that you deal extra damage to, but it deals extra damage to you, and they'll often pair that with a crap ton of health. And it's kind of ridiculous at times, where it's just like, why does this thing have like 100,000 plus health? Why? And I think the current story in there is Camelot, and there are some things in there that make me go, why does this boss that I have to actually beat take half damage from all of my attacks, and he gets his fucking special move, I think, every 2 to 3 turns? Like, what fucking bullshit is this? This isn't fun. This is obnoxious. So, yeah, there is me with my Tie Tuesday shaped soapbox barking on about game design. Because, you know what he recently streamed?
What?
He streamed an edutainment game. And most of the time was him just burying this game because it was bad on a design perspective. And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm sitting there going, yeah, you're right. Like, god damn it, Todd. You've turned me into a person where I go, this is terrible game design. This is not fun. Why is this not fun? Why are you doing the not fun thing? Stop doing the not fun thing. Do the fun thing. And it was an edutainment game that came out like this month. There is coming out this month in like 2 weeks. So, yeah. I now look at games and like, is this fun? No. Why is this not fun? Because you're not abiding by some tenet of game design. Yeah, I'm just glad to be out of Wind Waker so I can just be out of Dolphin for a while with bad frame rates.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm starting to think that something about Dolphin doesn't like my graphics drivers or my graphics card. Because that's the only X one. Or it'd have to be drivers, not graphics card. It has to be the drivers. Like, something in the drivers doesn't like Dolphin. So I guess whenever I get my new computer, maybe the Dolphin issues will just go away forever.
Hopefully, because remember that Super Mario Sunshine multiplayer that we had attempted, but frame rate sucked? And we couldn't figure out whose it was because we both were having issues.
Yeah, we were both in the single fucking digits of frames. For reference, folks, we were in single digit frames. It was worse than what you've seen on my end with Wind Waker.
And
worse.
What was really bad about that whole situation was when we were testing it on our own, it was running fine.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I noticed Josh and Bouncy were doing some today, and it's like, wow, that has came a long way. Because you know how the camera would just infinitely span out?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that doesn't happen. If Shadow Mario gets too far away, he teleports back.
Oh, good.
Although, I still see some issues that I would like straightened up. One big one was if Mario dies, both characters die.
Oh, wonderful.
It's not a case of if Mario dies, Shadow Mario can continue, but I understand why they did that. Shadow Mario can't grab ropes, can't use any of the different nozzles, nor can interact with the shines. He can interact with red coins and blue coins all day long, cannot interact with shines.
So what you're telling me is this is the Ada Wong campaign from Resident Evil 6. You can co-op it, but your co-op partner can't do shit.
Pretty much. Like the bulk that it would help with would be if you could find a way to bonk off of the player using Shadow Mario to like clip into shines or something, or you both just splitting up to do red coins.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not that big of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, it's funny to watch because things go really weird in co-op. Like, that's just how it goes. But one thing that I think definitely needs to be fixed, which I didn't get to see it, but they were talking about it. Mario can hold Shadow Mario. But if Mario holds Shadow Mario and grabs a shine, game crashes. Like, legitimately, Shadow Mario cannot interact with the shine, period.
This sounds like some well-designed get-arounds.
Yeah.
Of course, I know Gerard is doing or has completed the Link to the Past Super Metroid randomizer. I need to sit down and start that playlist up to really see how that goes.
It being Gerard, I know he probably went 100% even though he didn't need to.
Probably. I mean, he did Okami HD today, which he didn't do the Switch version because it wasn't out when he recorded the episode. He did the PlayStation 4 version, which there's probably not a whole lot of difference between the two of them.
Probably not.
Yeah, he did not like completing it because a lot of busy work, essentially, which I'm not surprised. Although he did start the review by going, it's sad to see Clover Studios shut down. Wait, what do you mean this is platinum? These guys are platinum? Hot damn.
Well, I mean, I can understand, because that's something that a lot of people don't really know.
Yeah. I say that, but no, Platinum loves to reference themselves. Because, let's see, there are Beautiful Joe references in both Bayonetta 1 in Wonderful 101. Like, Beautiful Joe in whatever her girlfriend's name is, or his girlfriend's name is, they are both recruitable heroes in Wonderful 101. Let's see. Okami has Beautiful Joe's henshin. I think Bayonetta even references Okami as well. And it might reference God Hand as... Is it God Hand? Yes, God Hand. It might reference God Hand too, I don't remember. But like, Platinum loves referencing themselves in all of their games.
Well, it makes sense. Because that throws two different things out there then. That throws one, the fact that people that don't know it, they're like, okay, why are they referencing this? And then two, the ones that do know it, it's like, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Hell, Bayonetta references Devil May Cry in the first like 5 minutes of the game in the opening, because Bayonetta wields ebony and ivory and pretty much tosses them aside and calls them pieces of shit. Is just taking a knock at it.
Well, I mean, nothing can beat heel guns.
Well, here's the thing. The guy who made Devil May Cry, I believe, also made Bayonetta.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I want to say that's right, so he's literally taking a shot at himself. Granted,
I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
I'm trying to remember, because the Joe Pesci character in Bayonetta, I forget whose grave he takes a piss on, but I believe it's the creator of Bayonetta's grave he takes a piss on. Like, folks, I encourage you, just go look up the Bayonetta opening and just look at how many references and little jokes that are in that just first 5 minutes. Because they're all shots at either themselves or other stuff of their own. And remember, Nintendo is paying for Bayonetta sequels because they want an action platformer. Just like how I feel like they're going to be paying for another Octopath Traveler because, we want another RPG series besides Xenoblade Chronicles.
Well, I mean, I don't have an issue with that. My issue is if we do get another Octopath Traveler-esque game, let's at least make the characters all have more interaction with each other, kind of deal.
Well, you might be getting Bravely Default on Switch. I think they're hinting at that possibly happening. Which would be kind of neat, to be honest. Because I never picked up Bravely Default or Bravely Second. But that would be it between those two and Octopath Traveler. That's 3 more RPGs on my list of I have too many RPGs to play at the moment.
True, and yeah, I mean, RPGs take quite a bit of time to get through.
But I did read from a Silicon Era article that for Octopath Traveler, the final dungeon, there is a lot of character interaction in the final dungeon after you complete everybody's story. Like, everything you want that are only in those little snippet conversations in the bar, that is all in the final dungeon.
Well, that's honestly pretty good right there then.
Yeah. Like, I've heard that part's good from the Silicon Era article, so that makes me more interested in it, but yeah, like, I have Fire Emblem to play next month, and the Torno expansion for Chronicles 2, and come January, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm not streaming that because, nah, folks. Nah, I'm not gonna let chat take a chance at spoiling me on that one. No, I'm gonna play the fuck out of that on my own and run through that. If I stream it, it's gonna be a New Game Plus run. And I'm just gonna be like, oh, you wanna come spoil the game? Come. Try it. I've already beaten the game. Granted, I say that, and Kingdom Hearts does not have New Game Plus. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So, shall we talk about articles then?
I guess we shall then.
Alright.
I realize I need to set a hotkey up to remove the card. Give me 1 second here, because if I don't do it while I'm thinking about it, then I won't do it, kind of deal.
Yeah, well, I'll intro us in and start at least. I completely forgot at E3 this past year at Bethesda's conference, they said that they were going to reveal Doom Eternal in full at QuakeCon. And they showed off a shit ton of Quake Eternal. 3 separate, 5 to 6 minutes of gameplay for Doom Eternal. And damn does it look good. So first and foremost, I guess he's called Slayer. Is his name? Is getting a bit of an armor upgrade to where he has arm sword and a shoulder-mounted cannon that can also be a flamethrower. And by the way, there are glory kills involving that blade. A lot of glory kills involving that blade.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say his name?
Slayer? Or just the Slayer?
Article say that?
No, the demos say that.
Really? So
Yes.
Doom Guy actually gets a name.
I think they
Ish.
just call him the Slayer.
That's an
because
ish.
Yeah, because it's not the gameplay demo video below. It's I believe it's want to say it's the second one that's not featured here, where he walks into this kind of space station area, and people are like, "Holy shit, the Slayer!" and like are backing the fuck up from him, and like, I'm not messing with you. Like they're friendly, but they're like, we don't want to be anywhere near you because you rip demons' head off for a fucking living.
Well, I mean, that's what Doom Guy does.
Yeah, and it had the best, funniest moments where, all right, he needs to get through a door. So the key card's around some just desk guy's neck. So he just picks up the key card, drags it over to the scanner with the guy as well, just nice and gently scans it, and then just lets go and just walks away. And then after he walks through the door, he gets to this hall, he gets to the elevator where these two guys are guarding, and one guy goes like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here." The Slayer, pissed, just starts to back up. And then the Slayer just looks at him, looks down at his gun, looks at him again, just takes his gun off of him and walks away. And the guy's like, just doesn't say a word about it. It's just like, okay, you're taking my gun now. And it's actually the big rocket launcher that you see, I believe. Was it the rocket launcher? It's not, no, it's the bow gun, I believe. I think. Oh no, it's the plasma rifle. That's what it was. It was the plasma rifle that you see in the concept art.
I just want to shout out that Doom Hunter, the first image.
Uh-huh.
That thing doesn't look like you'd want to cross it.
No. By the way, that thing up top, that's I believe a mid-boss? I think it's a mid-boss or a boss. And it was at the end of the third gameplay demo, which teased, oh, by the way, do you remember, was there a sword in the original Doom? Or 2016 Doom?
I don't remember right offhand.
Like, I swear I've seen the sword that shows up in there, but no, you have a sword now. As a weapon. Just big-ass fucking laser demon sword. Kind of like that axe right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that in sword form. Think that. And that's a weapon you get. And you get to wield. Also, and it's shown extensively off, as you're damaging enemies, you just tear off chunks of them as you're shooting them.
As I'm assuming the image that I've got right now is showing.
Yep. Yeah, but was it the Pain Eternal? But yeah, there are stages of damage, though. You just don't go from, like, that first part to that last part. No, there's stages you go through as you damage them. Like, that last one, I think, is the husk after the end of a glory kill. And, they also showed in a bunch of concept art up, yeah, you're not just going to go through, like, a demon-infested Earth or a space station. No, you're going to go through some, like, I guess Easy Allies speculated it to be, like, the higher echelons of hell. Like, there's a Colosseum-esque area that looks all nice and, like, gothic. But yeah,
I just wish my computer was able to handle it to its full capacity.
Yeah. But honestly, the most impressive thing for me was the movement tech, because you see that super shotgun right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a grappling hook on the underneath of it. You can just grab a hook on enemies and just pull yourself towards them. And you can cancel at any time, I believe.
Well, you say pull yourself towards them. I'm assuming if they're small enough, pull them to you.
No, you just go to them. I don't know if you can pull them to you, but you always go to them.
That seems a little counterintuitive. Like, I would think big ones, that would be the thing, but little ones would be you pull them to you.
Well, bear in mind, you can shoot them as you're pulling yourself towards them.
Also, did they try to make this speedrunner friendly? Because that feels like they probably did.
You have a triple dash. That is also a triple air dash.
So, yeah, probably.
You have a shit ton of movement. We'll see it in the video down below.
Ooh, actually, maybe not, now that I'm thinking about it, because that means they're going to be thinking higher for their invisible walls.
Probably. Also, on the space station, there's the BFG Million in the second gallery. You can see it. Yeah, that is a BFG, by the way. Oh, there's the sword in the second gallery in like the 3, 4, 5, 6th image. Yeah, we don't get to see how the sword works because the third demo, which is the last demo, ends on this moment. But yeah, you get a sword. You just get a big old friggin' broadsword to go kill people with.
Big old demon sword.
Yep. If you want, we can take a look at the first demo. You can see some of this movement tech in action if the video will load for me.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
I don't have a setup for the full screen. I forgot to do that. I meant to do that. So we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna make one real quick.
Let's see, I'm trying to think of like all the stuff. There's a machine gun that the alt fire makes it a sniper rifle. There's the regular shotgun that you can swap out an attachment and make it kind of like a minigun that churns up and fires. The bowcaster has essentially a charged explosive bolt you can charge up and shoot. I don't think they showed the rocket launcher's alt fire. But I think the plasma grenade essentially has an electric like burst attack you can do for an alt fire.
That looks good. I love studio mode. Because I just completely did that without disrupting the stream at all. So, we shall be ready.
Alright, take a look at...
How do I do this? Hold on. Give me a second here, because I... How do I pull this one off? Darn it, You know what, if we get flagged, we'll get flagged. That's all I can say. I really don't want to mute it.
I was about to say, you get some really good music, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I really don't want to mute it.
Like, hot damn, does Doom have some really good fucking music.
Oh wow, you didn't break this time? No, you broke this time up. Huh? Okay, no, I'm not asking. Not gonna even ask. Don't know how that works. Alright. Okay, let's go.
Alright, take a look at the Doom Eternal gameplay footage from QuakeCon in 3, 2, 1, go! But you can see down below is the dash gauge, and I assume that recharges over time. I didn't pay attention to it. I'll actually pay attention to it now and see how fast that recharges.
It's probably based on you landing on the ground. Yeah, see, like small ones, I would think you would pull them to you, not you go to them.
Right. I don't know if that's an option though. Right, because I only saw you get pulled towards enemies. I don't know if there is an option for you to pull enemies towards you.
It don't look like it, because it should have been on them little guys, if anything.
Well, it might be a button select option though, or an upgrade maybe.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
That was probably designed for that purpose, kind of deal.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm still okay with it because it just makes you go, all right, be aggressive. If I'm gonna use the grappling hook, I gotta be aggressive with it because I'm going to go into combat. There's no picking people off because that's not Doom gameplay. Oh, that recharges super fucking quick. Jesus.
I'd say though, as long as you're on the ground, it probably almost instant resets whenever you're no longer using it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But the question is, how many frames do you have to not be using it?
Not that long.
That might not be. That might not be that. That might recharge over time.
Yeah, because it seemed like it was just recharged over time.
Because I glanced down over there and yeah, it looks like the bar's refilling.
Uh-huh.
So can you break out of the grapple and use a dash, I wonder?
I believe you can because I've seen it. I want to say it's in the second one that he does dash out of a grapple hook. Like you can grapple and then dash. It looks like you have to be on the ground for it to recharge. Because I saw the air dash and it did not recharge until it started. It didn't start to recharge until he hit the ground.
My brothers and sisters, let's help to make our friends transition into their new world a comfortable one.
And in half. But yeah, you also have the side mount or your shoulder mounted rocket launcher that, by the way, also can be a flamethrower. I don't know what the weapon swap for that one is, but yeah, that can be a rocket launcher or a flamethrower, like so. That might be just a button hit because Yeah, that probably is just a button hit. The swap between the two.
Probably.
Oh, that's a grenade option that recharges. I see. The little grenade icon down below.
Yeah.
That's it. Which, oh, wait, the chainsaw is a meter? If you're wondering, I have no idea what the extra life is on its own, but I believe it's connected to a mechanic we're going to see here in a bit. Also, look at that map. Also, here's a rocket launcher. Yeah, I believe every enemy has the stages of damage,
An offensive turn.
which is really cool, to be honest.
Challenge.
That they put that much thought into their enemy designs of like, yeah, we want this enemy design, but we want like 4 variations of it that, oh, like as the player does damage, you get to see more and more. Like you see the physical damage you're doing.
Yeah, that is cool.
Thank you. Awesome. We're actually, that's awesome. Thank you.
And you can skip ahead to like
Taking a very, very brief
7.
we have a lot more to
49?
play from Hell on Earth to show you actually.
And keep going.
For this next
Oh, not too far.
Yeah, I went ahead and skipped ahead.
Earth is the melting pot of the universe.
Yeah, I want to see the rocket. We never saw the rocket launcher's alt fire. I don't think. Which is kind of a shame. I think it's the only weapon we saw in these demos that we didn't see the alt fire for. Yeah, as you saw there, there's the cancel, I think that's a cancel. And chainsaw. Ooh, that's interesting. If you deplete both, you do not get one back. You have to wait till the whole meter fills up to get both back.
Huh.
That's interesting. But I know you can get 3 because I think the third demo shows 3 bars on there, so you can get a triple dash.
Oh. And it is based off of being on the ground.
Yeah.
Because there was a point where I saw him jump after the meter partially filled, and it stopped until he hit the ground again.
So that's their way of stopping you from abusing the fuck out of it.
Well, so they think.
So they think until the speedrunner to get a hold of this. I'm like, we found a way to infinitely dash.
because I have a funny feeling early triple dash is going to give a lot of out of bounds.
Oh, by the way, Doom Eternal also has this little fun mechanic.
Horde mode?
Nope. Pay attention to the enemies that
Oh.
show up. It
Really?
is a Dark Souls style invasion system that you can toggle on and off to.
All right, thank you.
They didn't go into details on it. We can stop there.
You probably noticed there.
That's quite interesting then.
Yep. Essentially, they didn't go into too much detail on it, but from what we saw, it seems like you can control the enemies that were spawned into that level. So you take control of X, Y, or Z enemy and attack your enemy or attack your friend or whoever it is randomly.
Your friend or foe?
Yes. And I think the extra life is tied to that. Maybe? I'm not sure. Because I don't feel like there's a reason for there to be a life system unless the extra life is, oh, hey, here's a free revive if you die because of a stupid, dumb mistake you made. And it's Phobos is where the BFG 10,000 is, not million, 10,000. And also, this is coming to Switch at launch. No release date yet, but PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC,
Yay,
and
more
Switch.
people complaining about it being on the Switch because the Switch isn't as powerful as the other consoles. Because
You know what?
that's what it came down to with Doom. It wasn't everyone was happy that it got ported. No, it was everyone complaining, it's a 30 FPS, it's a lower resolution. Like, what did you expect? We know the Switch doesn't have the power. That wasn't something surprising. If I pick up Doom for the Switch, it's simply because I want something consistent through the entire playthrough. Not where my computer takes extremely long on loads and at times decides wants to stutter.
Yeah. Also, I realized looking at the article list, oh right, I didn't put in the Smash Direct. Most because we talked about the Smash Direct this week already.
Yeah.
Very extensively.
Yeah. So that was Thursday's stream? I think?
Wednesday. Wednesday.
So then, yeah, look at either of the parts from Wednesday's stream.
No, it was just one stream Wednesday.
I said either of the parts because the World Peace one is on the main Twitch.
Oh, right, that's what you meant. I thought you meant the two streams we technically did Thursday.
No.
Okay.
No. Which, speaking of two streams, I happen to look at stats and, yeah, Hyrule Warriors needs to be streamed a little more.
Where a lot of people watching it.
Far more than anything else we've done recently.
Okay,
and I don't get that.
Yeah, because I was just doing adventure mode stuff.
Well, and not to mention, it's not like it's super new. I mean,
that's the third release of that game.
And not to mention, on top of that, it's been a little while since it came out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I could get it if it was the same week. But that's one of those, maybe Nintendo's smart for re-releasing that one?
Apparently. Yeah, the only thing I would want to talk about is, well, first of all, the amiibo situation where, we're getting confirmation of 5 more amiibo. Not just for the fighters, but for the echoes as well.
Okay.
And
are the hotkeys not global anymore? What the heck? I hit the hotkey button that I've got set up for it, and it refused to do it till I clicked on the window.
And, like, considering, I believe, Trevor is the Echo Fighter for Simon, Crom is the Echo Fighter for Roy, and Dark Samus is the Echo Fighter for Samus, like, what more Echo Fighters are we getting? Because I have a feeling we're going to be in for quite a few Echo Fighters, considering how easy it is probably to churn those out. In comparison to a full new character, mind you.
Yeah, I feel like Echo Fighters are going to be the bulk of it. Which, did we ever get confirmation of a Daisy Smash amiibo?
Yes, Daisy, yeah, they confirmed that at E3. We haven't seen it yet, but they confirmed that they're doing a Daisy amiibo.
So, at that point, I'm like, you know, we're willing to do amiibos for Echo Fighters.
Yep,
so yeah. Go ahead, churn out a lot of them. I mean, it's gonna be kind of annoying, but at the same time, as long as they stay true to what they've defined an Echo Fighter to be, then it's not gonna be a problem. There's gonna be additional skins.
Yeah, because, and I find this interesting, is that since Crom is an Echo Fighter of Roy instead of Marth, I guess it's only one Echo Fighter per character then? Assumingly?
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, that's going to be the question of who else do we have coming down the line.
Well, I saw 3 easy Echo Fighters, which unfortunately I only remember 2 of them. Because you could do Funky for Donkey, and you can do Sonic or Shadow for Sonic. And fuck, what was the
Shadow
third
won't
one?
because of being a assist trophy.
Is he still in the assist trophy?
I'm thinking he might still be.
Because I know we've seen Knuckles, and the direct reconfirmed, hey, here's the Knuckles assist trophy. But do we have visual confirmation of a Shadow assist trophy?
I don't remember right offhand on that one, but I don't know if they would just completely take the assist trophy out either.
True.
I mean, that's the thing. Although that's the issue I do have. Why can't we have a character be both an assist trophy and a fighter? Why not just let the assist trophy do whatever has already been set up, but then come up with a custom move set for those? Or in Shadow's case, Echo Fighter of Sonic. Most of the work's done. Why couldn't we have both?
I have a feeling the reason they don't want to do Echo Fighter and Assist Trophy is to avoid a confusing situation for a player of, oh look, Dark Samus showed up on the field, and she is in fact hittable, but that is not the Dark Samus fighter, that is Dark Samus Assist Trophy.
Okay. Easy remedy for that is any assist trophies like that, or if you wanted to do it for all, have them come up with like a icon above their head, signifying their assist trophies.
Or
the trophy icon even.
Then you run into the problem of you need to signify who dropped that assist trophy in combat.
Okay, why?
Because
If you're in an 8-player Smash, it is hard to figure out who dropped it, regardless.
right, but you still need that to be there.
No. Because that would be like saying that they needed to do something like that for Smash 4.
They did do that for Smash 4.
Not really.
The
Not
one
enough
player
to define it.
I was about to say the 1-player, 2-player thing shows up above your assist trophy that you pop, and it's the same for the Pokemon too.
But do you really have to have that?
To make sure that you were the one who dropped that assist trophy, or you know who dropped that assist trophy, especially in team battle, yes. Like, I feel like you should have that just as a designation of this is your assist trophy that you dropped. I don't see a reason not to have that. To be honest.
Eh.
And just making sure that, like, there is no assist trophy that is the same as a fighter to avoid confusion for a player in case that assist trophy comes up. Even if you could, like, if that fighter is chosen, remove that assist trophy from the rotation, which is a far simpler option than having to muck with the UI. Like, just outright remove it. Just get it off the table. Because, what is it? Game Explain dropped the video saying what 15 stages are missing out of the 103 stages that we have. And one of them is Pyrosphere, which is the Ridley boss stage, and I see why, because you don't want Ridley and Ridley on the stage when one of them is the fighter and one of them is not.
Yes and no. You want to know the real reason I think that's the case? I have a funny feeling it's a little thing called memory overload.
Yeah.
Because Ridley is too big for Smash, as it's been pointed out, kind of deal. So now that we have him, kind of tells me we might be pushing some of this a little too far. Because, for reference, the Wind Waker Rando just introduced different customization options.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick Tetra or Medley as options instead of playing as Link. I was just reading something beforehand. The Tetra model is far bigger than both the Link and Medley models, size-wise. So it causes problems. Like, I'm gonna see if I can find that again here.
Yeah. Also, interesting enough, 2 N64 stages are missing. The Metroid one and the the Star Fox one.
Huh.
Which, seeing as both of those have modern equivalents, might be the reason why they're not there. Because I believe it's Brimstar has an equivalent of that in, like, other Metroid stages, to be honest. And Sector Z is literally just Corneria with a different skin. Or a different background, really. It's not like they're that far apart from each other, and I believe Corneria's in. Yeah, Corneria's in. We don't have that, and we don't have the crap, called the one from Star Fox Assault.
Oh, I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I can't think of it either, but I'm like, I see it.
I see it, and I keep wanting to say Sector Z, and I know that's wrong. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say it, because I know that's wrong. That's not that one, but I
Yeah,
cannot think of the name of it.
That's the 64 one.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. That's one of those I'm like, I know that's wrong.
Yeah, and also, interesting enough, all of the upward scrolling stages are also missing. Any of the straight climbing stages are missing. So the Ice Climbers one and the Donkey Kong Country one from Melee and Brawl, respectively, they're gone.
But yeah, which, you know, all of them might be falling into this. Okay, the thing with the Wind Waker one is the third room of the Earth Temple.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one where the first chest is in it, where you've got all the dark chews. Yeah, apparently Tetra's model can cause it to crash. Tetra's model is 300 kilobytes bigger than Link's. Medley's is only 133 bigger than Link's. I believe is how this is worded here in the chat. It's either that or they're 300 and 133 respectively, and they're both bigger than Link's. So, yeah, that's the cause for the crash, because it needs more memory than in this case, the emulator is allowing it to get. Not so much the computer, just the emulator that's acting the same as what a console would. And I wonder if that's the case with this. If maybe it's a case of that's a trade-off. We're not going to get stages like that because of Ridley, but everyone wants Ridley. Because, let's be honest, he is the biggest one out of all of them. And they even kind of scaled him back. So, yeah. I can foresee that being the problem. But, shall we move on to some other Nintendo-related stuff?
Yeah, I was just checking for the other stages, because... Oh, another one is the Mushroom Kingdom one from Melee. Which isn't that far off from the other Mushroom Kingdom one from 64.
Which might be why kind of deal.
Yeah, Poke Floats is missing. Is it Mute City? Yep, Mute City from Melee is missing. Technically, a couple of the Flat Zone ones are missing, but I believe they all have been rolled into one Flat Zone stage that rotates.
Makes sense.
Technically they're not missing. PictoChat is missing from Brawl. Which, that's a meh.
We know one that's missing.
What?
The Miiverse stage.
Yeah, Miiverse is missing. Rainbow Road from the 3DS version of 4 is missing, along with the Pac-Man stage. Like the actual Pac-Man maze stage instead of Pac-Land. Jungle Hijinks is actually missing from 4 as well. That's the foreground, background Donkey Kong one.
That's so weird.
Yep. See, Pyrosphere.
Especially with Tropical Freeze being re-released.
Yep. Yoshi's Woolly World is also missing. And its Orbital Gate Assault is the Star Fox one. And me first, and that's it. Some of these, yeah, I see why they're missing. Like, I don't think anyone liked the vertical scrolling stages that well. They didn't play the best.
Well, and I also feel like it might be what I was saying with the memory thing too, because it takes a lot for the platforms to keep scrolling.
Yeah, and you drop 8 characters on those stages, which I don't think either one of those made it to 4 to test how that goes, and I assume it does not go well.
Well, and you also got to think, when you're testing, you wouldn't just be testing with 8 characters, you would be testing with 8 of the biggest memory usage characters. So, yeah. Those probably chugged.
Yeah. But anyway, the Nintendo news we were going to talk about, which isn't that much, which is why I brought up Smash to start with on the side, is because, oh hey, Switch Online is coming in the second half of September. Yay. And that's it. No more.
Still don't know
no.
when second half of Nintendo or September.
No,
Second half
we
of
don't know.
Nintendo. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That was
No,
brilliant.
we also still don't know what all we're getting with the service. There's apparently a lot of stuff on the website that's still coming soon, and we are about a month away from it. Just about, kind of, a little more than a month, more than likely. Yeah, might want to get on that information drop, Nintendo. The only good news out of it is, oh look, it's $20 a year. That is a very, very easy buy compared to a lot of online services.
Unless you want to get a group to set it up $35 a year.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, if you get enough people, that's far more worth it. Because really, if just 2 people go into it, you're not coming out much better. You start going from there, yeah. It starts getting far more worth it.
Well, in a wonderful video game media news,
Why'd you try to lie?
well, we have a Halo TV series, don't you remember?
That's why I said, why did you try to lie?
And by the way, Chief will be a major character in the show, because of course he will. And by the way, folks, this will be going on Showtime, which is one of those premium movie channels. Have fun. Apparently some story snippets did come out as well. And I'm scanning this article for them, and I am not seeing it. Oh, it's a new story. But we are incredibly respectful of the canon. We are working with Microsoft 343 people to make sure we don't violate any of that. And we're looking at a 2020 release, most likely. And that's it. Yay. Like this, honestly, this is whatever. Until this gets off the ground and we actually see something for it, I don't care.
Okay. You need to change that until this gets off the ground, or until this flops like a dead fish on the ground.
I was about to say, we were supposed to have a Halo movie at some point from Peter Jackson, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, see, that turned into vaporware.
That turned into canceled Project Vaporware, to be honest.
This feels like it's either gonna take off or it's gonna just do a very weak jump and then just proceed to flop on the ground.
Yeah.
It feels like if it does the latter, it's just going to be the Magikarp. It'll know how to splash and that's it.
Yeah. Well, in other news, you know how we had Evo this past weekend?
Yep.
Well, a lot of the companies that had fighting games or had games at the event decided to announce their new characters for their upcoming fighters. So we got Cooler for Dragon Ball Fighter Z. We got a bunch of the other characters we knew that were coming for Cross Tag Battle because of data mining for Cross Tag Battle. And you know that one guy from The Walking Dead? What is his name? Negan? Yeah, he's gonna be in Tekken. Excuse me? Some schmuck from The Walking Dead is a playable character in Tekken. The same game with fucking Akuma and Noctis. And I believe a bear that you can fight as.
Uh-huh.
I was about to say, there's a bear, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a bear in Tekken.
Correctly, he was introduced in 3.
Okay. So, yes. Negan. Why?
Because that's honestly been the one thing Tekken has never tried to do, was be serious.
Doesn't this game try to tie into the Street Fighter lore by having Akuma try to kill Heihachi? I want to say this new Tekken is trying to be very serious with its story.
Tekken can't be serious.
I know, but that hasn't stopped them from trying.
Oh, I'm not saying they haven't made it look like they've tried. But it can't. Ever. I mean, sure, why not? While we're at it, let's just throw a horde mode in, that way it'll feel more natural.
Yeah. Even though apparently people have been wanting Kiryu from Yakuza in Tekken, which makes far more goddamn sense. Or, as Tai pointed out, put in Majima. He fits the series better.
Yep.
And I'm like, put in both! Fuck it!
I have to say, I agree with Ty.
Like, I would only be confused if you decide to put in Haruka. And I'm like, wait, what? Unless Kiryu has been teaching her how to punch people in the face on the side, I don't think that works.
I mean, he probably has.
Well, he didn't in 6, mainly because they decided to trade who was in a coma for that game for like most of it, I think. Yeah, I think even I did see a video from Evo that was the live reaction to this reveal, and people are like, "What?" In the audience, like people were far more excited for Cooler showing up in DBZF.
Like, I almost feel like that should have been the point where someone in the crowd should have been like, "Sell out!" Because does that not feel like it?
A little bit. To be fair, the crowd did get salty during the Smash Finals because you want to know what the Smash Final was?
What?
Bayonetta v Bayonetta. That character that apparently is too goddamn broken in Smash 4 competitive-wise.
That is too broken in Smash 4, period?
Yeah.
Like, no joke. I think the highest of all my classic runs has been with Bayonetta. A little bit on the OP.
But I will say, I did watch the top 8 for DBZF, and I really enjoyed it. And I also loved how the crowd screamed along with Cell every time he showed up on screen. It was the best. So, you remember how we're getting a Sonic the Hedgehog live action, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's a set photo
Of Green Hill.
Yeah, the little town with a big heart. I was about to say, I know I've seen a plot thing for this, that apparently Sonic has been captured and thrown into some government facility and the cop has to break him out. Like Sonic, like, you remember Sonic X?
Yeah.
That is the plot of this movie. So exciting, isn't it?
Sega, please, just stop.
No,
Just
we refuse.
stop.
Remember, you gotta deal with this and the Detective Pikachu movie next year.
Oh, the Detective Pikachu movie, I hope, will be funny. This will be tragic. Because Sega, just no. Like, the last decent thing you've done with Sonic was Sonic Boom. Yeah, I said that. And I'm not meaning the game.
No, those Sonic Mania shorts were pretty cool.
Yeah, but I often have to wonder if that was actually Sega's doing.
To be honest, since it was animated by the same company that did the opening, probably not.
My point exactly.
Also, there's no dialogue, so there's only so much you can fuck up.
That was probably the series of shorts that were all originally probably chained together that they sent Sega to try to get their hands on being able to work on Mania. Like, if I had to guess.
Well, unless Mighty and Ray were a part of the original concept, they're in the shorts. They have a dedicated episode to them.
For all we know, they might have been.
Oh. Very valid point.
It's one of those, it's like, I'm honestly excluding anything Mania related because, you know, the bulk of that was more of a fan project as opposed to an actual Sega sanctioned one.
Very, very true.
And I'd say the bulk of that because, I'm sorry, the way the ending for Mania is, that ties too closely to Forces. Yeah, that was planned. That was a Sega plan.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that was we need this gem and that Sonic for Forces. Do you mind promoting it?
No, you know what I think actually might have happened? They saw how good Sonic Mania was gonna be, and they're like, we're gonna take that idea for a 3D game. Make your ending just kind of tie right into it for us, please.
Not just any ending. your 7 Chaos Emeralds ending.
Well, okay, that's just a trope with Sonic games. You've got your good ending and bad ending. And that's essentially what that is.
Can it really be a bad ending if everything still blows up?
It's considered bad ending because of the simple fact of you didn't get the Phantom Ruby back.
Well, I think it would be
Meaning
more.
Eggman could just do all of that all over again.
True. I would think those are more just good ending and great ending.
Eh. But yeah, I look back over at the article still there, and it's like, eh.
Look
Sega.
over there, Green Hill. Because, gotta
Yeah.
throw that reference in there.
Like, Sega, quit.
Also, hang on, I need to look at something real quick.
The only good original idea that Sega had was Boom, this show.
Oh, I was hoping that there was something state-wise on the cop car back there.
That would have been better.
Yeah, I was hoping to be like, what state is Green Hill in? But no, it is generic, like, sheriff decal stuff on there that you would see on any number of. I think that would technically be a state trooper car because of how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a state trooper. State troopers usually have that coloration or that color palette.
That.
Remember,
and
folks, I'm a car
sometimes-
guy. I pay attention to this shit.
That and sometimes county cop cars can look like that.
I was about to say some. I'm trying to remember what around here is blue. It's a dark blue. Because there's cop cars around here that are dark blue as a base, and I don't remember what those are. Because I want to say they're county.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they all around there anyhow started switching to the blue.
Yeah.
But there is still some that use the white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a case by case basis. Like Tennessee State Troopers still use this color palette. Bear in mind, folks, I live in Tennessee. I pay attention to this stuff. Because I'm like, ooh. Also, I love how they still use a Crown Vic, even though, honestly, I see less and less Crown Vic cop cars around here.
That's probably why they used it.
Well, yeah. Honestly, I think the most prevalent model is the Charger, actually.
But the
The-
most well known in terms of a movie setting is the Crown Vic still.
I know.
It's dumb.
Yeah, especially for me, who is a Mustang fan and tells you, back in about the 1980s when like the Fox Body Mustang was out, that shit was everywhere as a cop car. I believe it was at least a cop car in every single state at the time. Every single state. It was even a chase car for the SR-51, I believe. Yeah, it was a chase car for the SR-51 on test flights. Like, the Fox Body Mustang got everywhere in terms of government use. Like, you could not go a state without running into that as a cop car, either on a county or probably, I think, a state level at least, I want to say. Like, I'm just throwing it out there, folks. You may see a Crown Vic all the time, but that's because that's the cheap shit. That is the cheap, made for cop cars car that there is honestly far better stuff you could use. But anyway, shall we move on to releases?
I guess We shall.
Alright. I need to take a swig of water real quick.
Yay!
Yeah, I had to pull a cold one out of the fridge. So, starting on the 14th, we have Earhart, Tales of Broken Wings for Xbox One, Phantom Doctrine for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, The Walking Dead Telltale Series, the final season, Episode 1 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, XCOM 2 Collection for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Arizona Sunshine Deadman for PlayStation 4, Death's Gambit, Detective Gallo, Donkey Golfing, Domino Craft VR, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2, Space Hulk Ascension, Super Night Raiders, Terror Attack, Vroom Kaboom, Wailing Heights, and Warhammer 40k Death Watch for PlayStation 4. Did I ever tell you that they're doing young adult novels of Warhammer 40k stuff? Or like kids books for Warhammer 40k?
I think you did.
Because I saw that and I'm like, huh, that's weird. And then mentioning all of the like super R-rated, like super adult shit that is in Warhammer 40k, and I just go, you know, I would be surprised by this. But then I go, oh right, RoboCop got a cartoon series. Oh right, Mortal Kombat got a cartoon series. Oh right, all of this other shit got fucking kids material back in the day. Right, I'm not surprised. To be my age and just look at dumb decisions that happen and go, no, nah, I've seen it done before. Nah, you're not surprising me. But anyway, also on the 14th, we have 2064 Read-Only Memories Integral for the Switch, Cosmic Star Heroine, Tennis World Tour, In the Coma Recut for Switch. On the 15th, we have Burns Gate, Hero and Heroes Defender for Xbox One, State of Mind for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, and Out of the Box and Penguin Wars for Switch. On the 16th, we have Hero Defense for PlayStation 4, Castle Storm for Switch, Johnny Turbo's Arcade Nitro Ball, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Manual, Samuel, Pick-a-Pick, Deluxe, Large Puzzles 8, Mixed Puzzles 8, and Small Puzzles 8, Red's Kingdom, and Roboto for Switch. Essentially a whole bunch of eShop stuff, I assume. That's Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Although that's kind of honestly one game that I'm like, that is kind of cool to see on the Switch, and I think it'll do good.
But Keep Talking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is perfect for
for a long road trip.
Mm-hmm.
With
Like
a bunch
perfect
of
for that.
people. It's like
Yeah, perfect for, yeah, that or like a little just get together board game night where you just pop out the Switch, just slap it down on the table. It's like, all right, people, we got to defuse a bomb. Get your binders out.
Yeah,
Because you can eat.
That one would be one that I could see doing really good on the Switch.
Mm-hmm. On the 17th, we have Drunk Foo Wasted Masters for Xbox One, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes for Xbox One, Polygod for Xbox One and Switch, Treadnoughts for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Switch, Persian Knights Sands of Wonder for PlayStation 4, and Detective Gallo for Switch. And on the 20th, we just have Spectrum for Switch. On the 21st, we have All-Star Fruit Racing for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, We're All Out for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Shenmue 1 and 2 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Tyler Model 005 for Xbox One, Candleman The Complete Journey for PlayStation 4, Dead Cells for PlayStation 4 and Switch. Apparently people are really raving about that one. I'm seeing reviews pop up for it and it's turning out really well for it. Guacamelee 2 for PlayStation 4, Pizza Titan Ultra for PlayStation 4, Slime Rancher for PlayStation 4, Spectrum for PlayStation 4, and Candle The Power of the Flame for Switch. On the 22nd, we have Super Life of Pixel for PlayStation 4 and Vita, And on the 23rd, we have Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr for Xbox and PlayStation 4, Behind the Screen for Switch, Burns Gate for Switch, Hacky Zack, Hollow Knight Gods and Glory, Creo Blaster, Shio, Sky Gamblers, Storm Raiders, and The Low Road, all for Switch. And finally, on the 24th, we have Distrust for Xbox One, F1 2018 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Mother Gunship for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Planet of the Apes / Frontier for Xbox One, Spectrum for Xbox One, Salt and Sanctuary for PlayStation 4, Earthworms for Switch, and Little Dragon's Cafe Limited Edition for the Switch. So, nothing super major, but some cool stuff coming out nonetheless. I think, September is when a whole bunch of massive shit's coming out.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Switch has, or no, not Switch. September has, I think, at least 8 major games coming out.
Switch has a lot of September.
Probably that too, but I think there are like 8 major games coming out in September.
I think you're right.
Because September is supposed to be an insane month, and I think January as well? January of next year is going to be a bit insane as well.
Which is odd.
There's another month in the next few months or so besides September that's going to be fairly big because a lot of big stuff's coming out around then. But anyway, off to quick draws, which mine is not technically Geo related, but might be, depending on the announcements. But yeah, recently, Figuarts announced a Heisei Riders Rising project, which essentially goes, hey, here are 3 major dates. We are going to be announcing stuff at these 3 major dates, which is August 24th, which isn't that far away, Time Machine Nations, which is in November, and I forget what the second date is. Crap. I read somewhere what the second date was, and I forgot what it was. But I believe it's in September. It's either September or October. It's another event. But yeah, they're going to be announcing probably some major Figuarts releases, which is good news for me because one of the major announcements that I'm really excited about is front and center on that image, and that's the Renewal Wizard. But as the article points out, there's a certain writer missing from these pictures that hasn't had a release of his base form in Figuarts. Oh, I wonder who it could be. Yeah, folks, Kiva's missing from this image because we have yet to ever get a Kiva base Figuart, so a lot of people are hoping one of these announcements is Kiva. A lot of people are actually hoping that there's a Renewal O's in here as well. Which, I'm okay with my O's, but I said the same thing about my Kuga before Kuga, and I was like, damn it, I want that new Kuga now. And I'm also waiting on that Muteki and Poppy, potentially. So I hope this is in there as well. I know you have a painted prototype of Muteki. Don't lie to me. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get an early look at Geo in Gates, considering, we have the ride watches in this image as well. That would probably be at Time Machine Nations more than anything. I don't expect that to be announced in 2 weeks. Considering the show won't be on in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna at least wait on that one.
I also love how the newer and better Figuart models are up towards the front, whereas the ones that aren't are in the back. O's is all the way in the back. So you don't notice the quality difference between them. Yeah, I'm gonna look out for this stuff since I am interested in the figure art stuff, and I'm also gonna keep an eye out on the Rider Kicks figures just so I can fill holes in my shelf of characters with things that figure arts never will release that I hope Rider Kicks does. And that's pretty much it. Outside of mentioning, oh hey, we're getting the new Rider video game that will be subtitled in English if you buy it out of Asia. But it probably won't be that super good, to be honest. None of the Rider games have been that super good, to be honest. That's pretty much it for me. Tommy, you don't have anything, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess with that being said then.
Yeah, I guess we'll end here because we talked about build before the show a good bit since you caught the last 5 minutes. The important last 5 minutes that, by the way, spoilers folks, Grease is dead. He is dead.
He's
Gintoku's
deader than dead could be.
He is just as dead as his friends are right now. And the exact same way, too. And Gintoku's joining him next week. And Ryuga's probably going to be joining the week after.
Yeah, because I feel like they left a hole in everything that's going to pretty much leave us secondary riderless.
Until we get that settled, because, you know, he's got to show up for Geo because he's in the footage. He's got to pass along his cross ride watch that probably will never get used.
Yeah.
I'm going to find hilarious, because it's in the footage, is the cross ride watch. It's there. And what's even more hilarious is it's base cross, not great cross. It would have been nice if it was just like, here's the great cross one. What about base cross? What about base cross? The show barely acknowledges it. Hell, it was a premium Bandai release, whereas Cross Charge was a regular release.
Wow.
Yeah, you had to go premium Bandai to get base suit cross. But if you wanted Cross Charge, now you could buy that off a retail shelf. Right alongside base build. Or base Rabbit Tank build. Which, you know, if you wanted the, I forget the name of build's sword gun drill thing. What was it called? I don't remember.
I forgot to.
But if you wanted that, you had to buy the bike.
Well then.
Yeah, Bill did not come with it. You needed the bike for that one. And also Grease was, I believe Grease is premium Bandai as well. Yeah, Grease is premium Bandai, and I think Rouge is as well. I might be wrong on Rouge though. But just to put it out there, folks, Figure Arts is dumb with how it releases stuff. Sometimes premium releases just don't make sense. They just really don't. It's whatever. But yeah, in 2 weeks we'll be back with
Probably more Sonic movie stuff.
maybe. I was like, will I have to start school by then? Yes, I would have. I actually would have moved in that day.
Oh.
Yeah, I move in the last Saturday on the month. It's not a super big deal, but yeah. I actually move in that day. So I no longer will be an hour behind you.
Yay.
Too bad is that it's only going to stay that way for another like 6 months, and then I graduate, and then I'm back to this.
True.
And then when I get a job, oh boy, I'll be streaming a bit early and ending earlier. Because late nights and working is going to kill me.
Nah. Not at all. Wouldn't know why you would think that.
But between now and then, I'll be picking back up Shantae this next week.
I honestly kind of feel like you ought to stream some more Hyrule Warriors.
Maybe, yeah. I might pick up one of the maps to get the costumes and like try to customize the characters with costumes I like. Maybe just go. I'm gonna go get all of Linkle's costumes. That's a stream goal, folks. Just gonna go get all of Linkle's costumes. Who needs anyone else? I have Linkle.
Linkle is best girl.
Yep. You know what? I'll actually do that this Thursday. I'll just go around like all the maps, just be like, all right, we're gonna go get Linkle's costume and then just go on to the next map and just see how long that takes.
And I think for those that don't want to watch either of those for some reason, I'll probably at least Wednesday, if not Wednesday and Thursday, I'll be doing a Wind Waker rando. I probably will split it between both of them, just so I don't try to do one entire one in one sitting. Because I don't think I'm to that point yet. I might, like, this is a big might, but I might either tomorrow or Tuesday do another World Peace run. I kind of want to sit down and focus on that a little bit. At least get the time down some.
Yeah, I still haven't sat down and read out the rest of that one Heisei recommendations article. I'm gonna see if I can get focused down tomorrow, so I see if I have a template working, or a good working template for it. And once that's good, I'll write the next 4 or next 3. Yeah, it would be the next 3. And those will probably start coming out. I'll probably hopefully get those done and put those into the 2 holes that are created in the queue at the moment. So I don't have to shuffle around dates.
Oh, but the date shuffle's so good.
Yeah, when the date resets when I click in it. Yeah, Tumblr, why? Why does your date reset?
To be fair, I just uploaded the World Peace run that I did on the side stream Wednesday. I'm getting my days mixed up. I hate when I do that. So you could actually fill that one into one.
I'll probably do that.
Ooh, I like this remix.
I was about to say, I saw it was Sonic, but I didn't see what Sonic it was.
Oh, yeah, frick. The water stage. Hydrocity. I was like, I know it, I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I guess we will see you then, folks.